4th of July cookouts are, of course, one of America's favorite pastimes. And this morning, we've got a chef in bright and early. Matt McLinn of The Grind is joining us with some grilling tips. We are talking burgers here this morning. Matt, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
By the way, of course, you know this, but I want to let our viewers know that your burgers are recently named one of the top 10 best new burgers by Bon Appetit magazine.
Can you believe it?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, nationwide. I can't believe it.
Did you know when they came in to The Grind
No.
that it was, Bon Appetit and some of their food critics?
Right. No, sometimes people are invited. Sometimes you recognize people, but that came out of nowhere.
What burger did their writers get? Do you remember?
I think they said generalized as all of them.
Okay.
I can tell you that the most popular one is a sweet and spicy burger.
Okay.
So you see that written up quite a few times, and when people talk about it, they talk about the sweet and spicy.
All right, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Let's talk about a couple of the burgers that you brought in here because we want to get some close-up shots with our cameras on these two. So explain this one here, Matt.
This is our standard steakhouse BLT. We call it that because it's kind of got a smoky flavor. This is the one that you can kind of build your own and mess with it a little bit. It comes with our 10-ounce burger. It's from Harris Ranch up north. We got homemade bacon that we do in-house, charred sweet onions, fine-ripe tomatoes, and typically we put an organic watercress on there.
Now, tell me, in your opinion, what is a good burger in terms of the meat? Do you guys do ground chuck, or what do you like?
Yeah, we do meat from Harris Ranch up in Northern California, close to San Francisco. They send down the meat, and we have it ground in-house every morning, shipped over to us about 5 miles away. So,
wow.
We're pretty particular about it. We want it coming through the grinder a certain way so we can cut it a certain way and not overhandle the meat. So it's very important.
And in terms of like the fat content, what do you want for a burger? 80-20 or 70-30?
Okay. I spent a long time doing recipes and figuring out the best fats and ratios and what kind of meats, and went crazy with it. And it turns out that your standard chuck, 80-20, turns out to be the best.
All right, let's go to this next one here. And this one, I would have to like get a 5-pound weight and smush this one down, Matt, to get my mouth around it.
That's usually what people do. I suggest you leave the skewer in there and kind of cut it in half so it doesn't all fall apart. But yeah, it's pretty, actually, once you grab it, it's no big deal. Again, you get the 10-ounce burger. We kind of shape them in rectangular so they cook like a steak. I kind of treat the burger like a steak. I want it to cook just like if you're eating like a large steak. Again, we got charred onions. They have a poivre sauce, which is just a peppercorn sauce, a little spicy. Matchstick fries are actually pressed in the sandwich. And again, normally I would do Sausalito organic watercress.
Okay. And you guys, what sets you guys apart? You have this coal oven there that's like 1,000 degrees, and it's a one-of-a-kind oven.
Right.
All right, so somebody who's watching this morning, all of us who just, have either charcoal or a gas grill, we're working off propane, how would you make a good burger at home?
Well, yeah, our ovens burn at 1,000 degrees plus, like you said, and we use 100% mesquite coal. So there's a certain flavor profile on a very, very high heat, obviously. So if I were at home, to mimic that, you could easily get mesquite or any sort of smoking chips and throw it into your grill. I think one of the most important things is the high heat, though. So when you get your favorite meat, season it heavily with salt and pepper. All right. And you want to just get the hottest spot and get it going.
Okay.
So nice crispy salt crust, and then kind of go low and slow.
Okay. All right. Matt, do this. Since we got you up early, would you stick around and we'll talk again in our 6 a.m. hour?
Absolutely.
All right. We do appreciate it. By the way, we've got more information, more on the barbecuing tips from Matt, and a lot of stuff for your 4th of July picnic. We've got them for you on our website. Log on, 12news.azcentral.com. Faye, we'll send it back over to you. Which bird do you like, Faye?
The one with the fries on it.
Okay. Got it.
That looks delicious, by the way.
My favorite segment of the whole day. We could do one of these every day, as a matter of fact. 4th of July barbecues, the cookouts, of course, one of America's favorite pastimes. So this morning, Chef Matt McLinn of The Grind has been kind enough to be here since before 5 a.m. to talk about his burgers and really the whole menu at The Grind. Matt, thanks for being here again.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it. By the way, folks, let's throw out the kudos and the accolades from the beginning here. These burgers by Bon Appetit magazine rate as some of the in the top 10 in the whole nation.
Yeah.
Did you know that when they were in your place?
I had no idea. In fact, somebody called me out of nowhere and said, they read it, and I'm like, no way. But there it is, and they listed us first, too, which is even better.
That is even better.
The illusion of #1.
Listen, take the positive stuff when you can get it. All right, so let's talk about, you've got 3 great burgers here that you've made this morning. I want to start with this one because this one has candied jalapenos.
Yeah, this tends to be the favorite one. I guess even mostly for the ladies. I always recommend the peppercorn for the man. It's more of a steak, and then sweet and spicy for the ladies. Either way, it's cooked red and green jalapenos, so it's spicy and there's some sugar in there, so you get that. It gets hot, and then it really cools off right before anything is going to be too hot.
Interesting. All right.
It's very cool.
What's this next one?
Again, this is the kind of the classic steakhouse BLT. This is the one where you're very familiar with the flavors, and you can add cheese or do whatever you want to.
Okay.
It's got homemade bacon that we do in-house, charred sweet onions, vine-ripe tomatoes that we hand-picked that are the same size as the bun, and chilled iceberg.
Now, are you smoking your own bacon, like
yes,
in-house?
Yeah, we bring it pork belly in, we cure it, we marinate it, and we slice it up.
Ah, that is great. What's this last one right here, Matt?
The last one is the peppercorn burger. What makes it different is just we have a special peppercorn sauce on there made with brandy, so it's got a nice little bite to it. We actually cook matchstick fries, put it in the burger, and again, grilled onions.
And what I like, what makes you guys different is that you've got this one-of-a-kind, literally a one-of-a-kind coal-fired oven. Gets to about 1,000 degrees, right?
Yeah, that's our thing. We had them custom made. My original concept was to bring in the old brick ovens that you'd see like in the 1920s or something. And turns out those are way too big and way too hot for our little restaurant.
Okay.
So I had some smaller ones custom made, and we do the same thing. We fire it up very, very, very hot. Everything's cooked on cast iron, and we get that really salty, crispy crust on our hamburgers. And a big burger like that takes about 5 minutes.
Okay. Now, you're the pro, so help people like me and all the people who are watching this morning who love to get out, buy the barbecue, buy the grill. And, you know, let's just say we're getting just, you know, normal meat at the grocery store. Yeah. What fat content should we think about first for a good burger?
Well, for burgers, 80-20 is a general rule.
Okay.
You know, we could talk a little bit about lean cooking, but 80-20 seems to work the best. I think you could even find 70-30, or you get those Kobe burgers, which are a little too fatty in my opinion.
Okay.
Usually fat is better, but 80-20 works the best.
And then you also say, you know, get it high heat, try to, you know, get that char on the outside with some good salt and pepper on the outside, and then maybe move it over to get some indirect heat, like a good steak.
Exactly. You want to get that crust, like you said, bring it up nice and slow, and I think we talked earlier about resting your meat. So
yeah.
From a prime rib down to a burger, even down to a piece of fish, you want to let the meat relax after such high heat cooking.
You know how else I relax? I relax with a good dessert, Matt. So tell me about this cheesecake that's in this little, what do we call this?
It's like a little mason jar.
There you go.
We actually cook the cheesecake in the mason jar, and then we open it up whenever you order it. We top it with blueberries and a little almond crumble. It's delicious. One of our more popular ones actually is our donuts. So we make donuts to order. They come right out, and we serve them up with a butterscotch sauce. So.
All right. By the way, folks, I've run out of time, but Matt has got a really cool list of drinks and cocktails, kind of like some ones that date back to pre-prohibition.
1800s,
yeah.
1900s, yeah.
So they're really doing some great stuff. And again, classic burgers down at the Grind. Go see Matt and his entire staff down there. Matt, thanks for being here. Happy 4th. We do appreciate it. By the way, if you want more information on all those tips and things we talked about, we've got it for you on our website, 12news.azcentral.com. Click on links. We'll be right back. We'll take a short break.